Hi folks, since MIDIKEY2KEY version 206, or since the last tutorial video, there is now MIDIKEY2KEY version 209, and it has a bunch of new features. I'm sorry, the most of them are for train simulator fans like I am, but there's also other things that you could find useful. And there are some bug fixes, and yeah, just let me tell about these. There's a small bug fix when you used autostat listening and MIDIKEY2KEY started, it would only listen to channel 1. In this case, channel 1 is the only active one, but if you used others, it wouldn't work with auto starting the listening. It worked just by using the start button. So this is fixed. And another fix is if you disabled confirmation after saving an action, it came back when you changed the settings file, even it was turned off. So now this is also fixed, and 2 or 3 other small bug fixes. But now, some users asked me about how to use 2 different MIDI controllers at the same time, because you only can choose, or you can see this because of the window recording of OBS, you can only choose one, even if you have more on the list. One at a time. That's true. And as you can see, I have a second one, this Cog Nano pad, in addition to the APCmini. We can use them both at the same time. Just by starting MIDIKEY2KEY 2 times, you can do as much as you want. I'll start it the next time. And here is the second one. And this is, oh no, I use the whole desktop. Now, the second MIDIKEY2KEY is connected to the Cog Nano pad. And the first one on the left is connected to the APCmini. So then let's quickly make an action. This is a new feature, startup. It will be always there. You can't delete it. I'll show you in a short while. Just do a little action on this. Just to switch the window camera. So start. Oh, I wanted to use the nano pad, so I take this node on. Active. I don't give a name. Just push the D1. Train simulator is a bit tricky. Always wants to have longer key presses. And by the way, wait for node off is a new feature. Instead of using the keyboard delay, which 150 means even if I press the pad key longer, it just releases the PC key after 150 milliseconds. This is good for using controller actions. If you turn a knob or a fader like this, it would have sent with a very small delay little value changes. But if you use wait for node off, the node off will be sent after you release your finger from the pad. New feature, I think. Yeah, very handy for some games that really need a key press that's a bit longer. So this 1 to 1, save, and do another one, 2. We use the node on to the key 2 and wait for a node off. Okay. Then, since this is a keyboard shortcut, the train simulator needs to be in the foreground. So let's see if it works. 1, 2. You see there's a little delay in this camera here. But anyways, 1. Okay. And do we have an action on this one? No. Then turn to MIDIKEY2KEY. This is the nanopad. Take the other one. There's no action defined. Start. Move the first fader. This should be a train sim action. Hit the refresh. I know controller number 20 is the throttle. We want to have this a lever. Say, I name this L1 for lever 1. Throttle. So save. They are both running. So you see this works. And the nano pad works too. So we have 2 controllers that actually are working, and you can easily, I think 256 controllers, but I think you do not own these many. So how to start this? As you can see, there are 2 different settings files. This one has, well, let me turn the camera off. This one has a simply called a settings file 1.ini and the second one 2.ini. So if you want to have the second one work with another pad, because the MIDI controller is stored into the settings file, you must load another settings file. This can be done by loading it manually, start it up, and then load custom. You have to do this because MIDIKEY2KEY always remembers the last used ini and loads this automatically. So if you start the first one on 1 ini and then start it the second time, it also would load 1 ini with the same settings. So you would need to load a custom settings file and then choose the 2 ini, or better, make a shortcut to MIDIKEY2KEY, save shortcut to your desktop probably, and this will include the 2 ini automatically, and then you start the first one with the 1 ini and then the second one by you click on your shortcut to the desktop. But even better, I'd say you choose a startup action, and this is a new feature. Let me close this. You can do now a startup action. That means anytime you start MIDIKEY2KEY, it does some actions if you wish. So let's have a closer look to them. When you open this window the first time, they are all not active. You can choose all the classics: generate a keyboard action. This does not make any sense. Start program, and here it comes. Send MIDI commands, and send some train sim commands, but also this you would not use. So send MIDI could be good to a default light setup or the LEDs at startup, because the LEDs, they light up in a situation you left the last time the program. So if you choose this, you can send MIDI commands to let them all be off, for example. And what we do now, we use start program, because now we will use as a startup action to start the second instance of MIDIKEY2KEY. It's what I recommend. So we will have MIDIKEY2KEY. It's now on my desktop. Start program in a normal window. You can also minimize or hidden, but if you choose hidden, you never can edit things because it's hidden. Working directory we don't need because MIDIKEY2KEY does not need any files of the directory it is in. And now the start argument would be the name of the ini file you want to use. And if your username has white spaces, you better put them into quotes. So you never can enter, or you can edit this name, but if it's not named startup, it won't work. And you cannot delete this action, as you can see. So now when we start MIDIKEY2KEY, it does this startup action, start program, and starts another MIDIKEY2KEY with another ini file. Save. So now it says a startup action only works when auto start listening is enabled. This is true, but not for 100%. If you use any other things that does not require MIDI, it will work. It is the MIDI sends do not work when the when this is to stopped. Now it is running, and you better then check this to auto start listening. So now check it out and see if it works. Okay, I start clicking on MIDIKEY2KEY without any parameters. Here we are. And there is the second one. I didn't do anything. They are all running. It says stop. See if they are actually running. Let me show you the camera. So now we need to bring this in foreground to see if the second one is working. Okay. This is the trick to use more than one MIDI controller. Then I can put this away. And the introduction of the startup feature. Then let's do a little demonstration of using the startup action to let lights go all off or all on or whatever. And then we come to the next new feature. It's a little bit easier to have to light up more than one light in the AKAI APCmini. I will show you that. So then let's edit the startup action, and now do some MIDI sense. Put this to active, and now we can just write in the numbers, the hex numbers of our LEDs if you know them. Therefore we have the APCmini. You won't see this. Turn over to desktop. So turn off the camera. Yeah. Let's say if you want to turn them on startup, and we'll have the upper row light up in yellow. The old method was you can click on this and set. And now this command comes into this window. It's the second, and set. Now the second would be light up more easy. Advanced method is put this to auto set. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this was easy, but if you want to have lit up all of them, these are 64 buttons, it would have taken a time. But let's see if it works. Save, close, MIDIKEY2KEY. Turn on the camera that you can see there's no light on. Start MIDIKEY2KEY. And it started my second instance. It's over here. Let's turn that off. So it worked. The startup action did light up the first row of lights into yellow. Let's edit the startup action and turn off the start program action. Save. So now edit again. Now this set MIDI, clear all. Now we have a new method to make that easy. Therefore, again, take the AKAI APC helper. Now you can use, oh, I don't need the camera. Now you can use your shift button on the keyboard when assigning multiple LEDs. So I want to have the first row in red. Auto set is off. Click the first one, then hold the shift button on the keyboard. Click the last one, and they are all set at one time. Hit set, and now they are copied into this window. It would not work with the auto set, but because when you do this, click the first one, it's automatically already set, and then hit the shift button. Well, yeah, it let the whole row light up, and when you now put set, oh, it works. I'm a great programmer. I did it right, huh? Now we have these twice. This is not a big thing, but you can use it, whatever. Now, it does not only work with a single row, it works with the whole thing, or even when you start here, then second key here, as you expected from here to there. And to light up all of them, start here, hold shift, click here, and they all are green. Or the other direction, hit this one first, yellow, hold shift, click upper one, and now it works backwards. So you can, to light up all of them, you can start here or start here. This does not work with shift. This is a totally different method to control them. And I said, well, do it by your own. These are only 8 clicks or 16 clicks. Doesn't hurt that much. So if we want to have to lit up all of them, then say LED off. First, last, the color does not matter. Let's clear these first, then set, and then now I go to auto set, LED off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So, and that's it. The all of is 0, 0, and they set 2 off. Save. Close this, and now let's see if it works. Now we have the first row on, but to see if it works for all of them, we can do another test. Start MIDIKEY2KEY. It started in the other window. Well, and they are all off. Just to show you that it will work with all on, clear all. Put him to red, set and auto set. So you can do really quick, make a set to light up or off to for all of these at one time. This would have taken you a longer time in the older days. So save, close, start, and there we are, all lights are on. But you will use the other way by just saying they all should be off. Start with the round lights first. Oh, didn't hit the auto set. And the last time, this to this, LED offset, close, save, close, and start MIDIKEY2KEY again. Here it is on my other monitor, but it turned off all the lights. So, isn't that great? That was the second new feature. There's a small other feature. Some games, and especially Train Simulator, needs to have the numpad enter key recognized. Now, if we make a new keyboard action, this already worked, but I put a little luxury function into that. By the way, some user told me it's this field is not blue at Windows 7. For me, it's not even blue here on Windows 10. It's bluish, kind of. But on Windows 7, it is gray set. But this is because I used a window color name for that, and these changed after changing the versions. On Windows 8 or Windows 10, they have the same name, but put them into different colors. But I hope you don't mind. So now, if you, I push now the main enter key, you see this brings return. Now I push the enter key on the numpad on the right of the keyboard. It also brings return. Now you should have written numpad on capital letters, small letters, then doesn't matter, to say, but please do numpad return. We don't need this. Now I have made two little checkboxes. Hit return, and then this becomes visible return on numpad. If you push this, it will turn this into numpad return. And also for controller action, we have two different for plus and minus, decrement. Again, hit the return, and there's the other checkbox, and now you have the number return. It also works if you use Shift, Alt, or Control. Shift and return. This is numpad return. You can alter this here. Let's do an Alt return. You see, this also works here. This is the only key you need to be changed, or the only key name is the return. If you use the minus, plus, or stuff on the numpad, it brings add. If you use the plus on the main keyboard, it's OEM plus. So these are different names. There's no need to make an option for those other keys. It's just the numpad return. Now the comma, let's try the comma. Is here called decimal, and then on the main keyboard, it's OEM comma. So different names, they work. The another user asked me about the multimedia keys. Some keyboards have multimedia keys a lot. Lots of them. Check these out. Oh, yeah, this key worked, but not in MIDIKEY2KEY. This was the home button. It starts the browser. But if you hit the play button, it says media play, display and pause, the same key, or the next track, they work and they can be used for your program. Yes, you can see every key that produces a name over here will work in your program when you push the key the next time. But to use the home button or your email button, it would start your default browser, which is not a good thing, I think. Okay, that was the feature turn on numpad, return on numpad. Okay, now a brand new other feature is the listener setup changed totally. And here we are. Let me make this a little bit bigger. This has a brand new layout and a new feature. Now this is only for Train Simulator users. Make it active. In the older days, we only had the choice between two different states of a controller. I need to refresh this. And now we have all the controllers that can be read in this case. And where is the CIFA enable? Sometimes it's not called CIFA, it's called virtual enable. I think it's this, the 45. In the old days, this is the pre-selection, and now if this reads 0, get the current value is 0, then make a MIDI command, and it reads 1. It sends another MIDI command to turn the light on, and in case of 0, turn the light off. Now we can use unlimited different states. So you can put in 2, 3, 4, 5, and then send a different command. So let me show you how to do this. First, we put in a default setup. Therefore, we take the APC helper and I'll switch over to desktop recording and just say in red, the very upper left, to on. And now it always sets in the upper window the 0 value, and in the second one the color you choose. And this is all the time. If you don't need this, you can delete one of them. But for now, we put this by using the add button, and now you see controller number. The data is 0, then send this command. If the controller value is 1, send this command. This is how it works. Let's save this. And it is running. And as you can see, CIFA normal, this is the warn light, but in Train Simulator this says CIFA now is not on. I think, yeah, it's Shift Enter on this engine. I'm gonna push it again, Shift Enter. Yeah. This is a thing that only has 2 states. This can only be 0 or 1, and if we add a third one, it won't help. But we could add a third one on existing one. It will also send another command. It's now red, and to do so, if there's something in these fields, you can use this small clear button. It clears all 4 of them, just to use something else. So now we could have said listen to 3, but this controller number 45 does send just a 1 or a 0. So then say another command for 1, the helper, and put the second one to green. So we should have used this one here. Do it that way, or oh no, let's start over, because the 1 value always comes in the lower. Again, set close. So delete this one and say add. So and now it says the controller ID 45 has already assigned MIDI commands. There are now 3 choices. This is cancel. Okay, if you cancel it, it does nothing. If you click yes here, the new MIDI commands will be added to the same row into this. If you click no, the MIDI commands will be put into a new row. Click cancel to do nothing. First, let's say no. It doesn't matter. It's just the way you use these things. Now you have those 2 columns, but let's put the third command in the first column as well. So delete. It deletes the highlighted row. Delete. Yes. Okay. It says the last row will always stay. You cannot delete it. So again, put this to green, set close, delete this, and say add. And now again, it asks controller 45 already exists. Now we click yes. And now it will extend this to a third couple of rows with a different send command. Save and see what happens. Maybe C file goes off or on. C file is on. Oh, and off. We didn't have an action to turn the green light off. Not bad. We can do this quickly. Listener setup, and without using these 4 input fields or the APC helper, we can edit this table manually. And to add a 4th column couple, we say add column, and this would belong to the whole table if there are more lines. Now triple click on this field, say 0, enter, or just choose another cell. And now we want to have the 3900 to turn the second light off. Enter, save. And now you see the light already turned off because it's checking Train Simulator 10 times a second, because the polling interval is set to 100 milliseconds. So this is a 1/10 of a second. Every 1/10 of a second, the controller 45 will be read from Train Simulator, and therefore immediately, almost immediately, a delay of 100 milliseconds. It's it's 0, and did these commands. You can extend this with as many rows as you want. Yeah. Oh, I pushed the delete button. In this case, hit cancel. Do not save it. I want to add a column. So click this 3 times, and now we have 3 more columns. They are not stored. If you save now, open it again. Oh, now the window is gone. Why? I don't know. They are gone because they are not used. So let's hit hit refresh and take another controller. Whatever virtual light. This is the light. And yeah, what I do is use yellow on this. So when the white light goes on, it lights up this one yellow because there is no white light. See if this works. It works already because the light is on. And add a red for the alarm. Refresh the commands. The virtual alarm. I cannot show this because I had to remove the train. But anyways, on this, I turn it to red. This one turns to red. Set, close. And now I delete the 0 action, because that would turn the light always on, because the alarm is not running, or the alarm is not on, and it says 0, and then sends this one and turns this LED to red. We only want to have an action when this is a 1. This is the trick, because these commands are read from the top. This one is made first, then this, and then this. Save. This one is on because the white light is on. Shift, enter. The light is off. I mean, why not? I want to take the keyboard. Let's move the train and see what happens. The train is a little bit loud. 30 seconds, the warning light should go on, this one, to yellow. Because the CFA is on. Now it turned to yellow, and when you wait a little longer, oh, normally I have this key assigned to turn off the warning. Therefore I pressed this, but it was too late. I didn't assign this key. So what you saw, the first step is the white light is on. It turned to yellow. Next step was the alarm came, CFA, and then this one turned to red. Just by, where's MIDIKEY2KEY? By doing it doesn't show you the window, so I do it that way. Just by doing just one action. So, and as you can see, you can add columns, you can delete columns. It will give you a warning if there's values in the last column. And the last thing you can do with these is to change which comes first. And as you can see, I have now the last one is active, and therefore the move down button is not usable. You can move this up, and it moves up. And now you can see you can move it up any further because it's on the first row. So you can move these and change the way they react on controller events of Train Simulator. This is the second feature, and the best comes now, which I'm proud of. Yeah, let's get this title first. Remember the name of the engine. It is in this window, and it also is in this window When you hit refresh, it gets all the possible values from Train Simulator and it puts it here. And when you store an action or store your listeners, they will be stored into your directory where MIDIKEY2KEY ini files are. By default, this is documents in your profile MIDIKEY2KEY, and they are your inis. So, and this is stored under TS listeners. Here are the commands. No, these are not the, this is the autostat command to turn off all the LEDs and the AKAI. Where is it here? TS listeners. You don't need to read that. Just want to show you. These are the listeners. They are active, polling interval, and this is the local name. It's stored here. Name of the engine. So now the new thing, which is really great, I think. Let's load another ini file. They're only 101 and I'm not sure if they're all the same. Let's choose this one. It reacts on the nanopad. It has these actions, and there's nothing connected to Train Simulator, and it has no entries. It has no Train Simulator listeners as well. Nothing. So now if you close MIDIKEY2KEY, it remembers that the last used ini was the 2 ini or whatever. You don't know. Now let's start MIDIKEY2KEY. And well, it has start auto started its actions. It's 2 ini, but now you want to drive this 101, and now you need to change your ini file. Oh, sorry. You need to change now your ini file, and you need to load another load custom. And now you're confused. I have 3 with the 101. Which is the right one? You can open up these in Notepad and see. I mean, you saw it. I open this one, then local name is this one, and oh, sorry. Local name is KUYU. In my Train Simulator, at least 4 101s are different. And it is with Train Simulator, if you have a different local, an engine, you need to configure its listeners always new, because they are all different. So then you would ask yourself, is this the right one? Is this ini my setting that works with this engine or what? Now the new feature is you would not need to open all of these. MIDIKEY2KEY finds this automatically by using this button or this auto search ini. This is the same meaning, auto search ini or Train Simulator search ini, or at startup automatically. And this is the best feature. As you can see in the options dialog, you have auto start listening. This is on if you want to do anything. The wheel driver DLL should be always there. And then these 2 options. Search ini at startup by local name, and that's the feature. At startup, it will check all your ini files and find the right one that is connected to the locomotive you're using in Train Simulator. But this requires that you start Train Simulator first and start a scenery, start an action, start a train. But it needs to know what is your active train now. So remember, start train simulator first, open an action, a duty, whatever, free drive or whatever, and load this until you have your locomotive on screen, and then start MIDIKEY2KEY. Then use the button train simulator search ini or this in the menu, or when you have set auto start listening and search ini at startup, it will check for an ini that has this locomotive programmed automatically. Therefore, you need to tell MIDIKEY2KEY where are your ini files. You can only put one directory in this just by typing it in, or by choosing this with this dialog. So any directory will work. Let's put this off first and say here in this directory are my ini files. Save. So now if you use this button now, it will search all the inis and see if it detects this loco name. And if so, it doesn't tell you anything, it just loads the ini. As you can see, this one changed to 1. If you didn't see this, oh, unfortunately, this does not record the title bar, so I let this on the desktop recording mode. Again, I do load a custom ini, whatever APC demo, and then hit, this time I take this auto search ini, edit, turn to this, and as you can see, still a 1. Oh, I think this is a bug. This is the one. Now I think I found a bug because we didn't have, oh yeah, I found a bug. I'm sorry. Interesting. I'll fix this shortly. But the thing is, it loads the ini after you hit the search. Let's try this. See what it does. Yeah, this one has only 2 actions. I'll fix this shortly, but this is not important for that video. It automatically loads the ini without any command that uses this one. Let's load another one. Settings. This has no actions at all and no listeners. And put such at ini at startup. Save. Close it. Now start MIDIKEY2KEY. It started on another monitor, and as you can see, it chose the 1.ini, which has these listeners. So this worked. It didn't work using the button, at least with the actions. I need to check this error. So what happens if it does not find a proper locomotive? Let's check this out. I don't delete the loco name. I just change it to something and add an asterisk at its end. So now use the button, and now it says there was no ini file found that have the active loco. So create a new one. Okay. That would be, it also can use to check, do I have a setup made already for this locomotive or not? Just check it using this, and this is, there's no ini file found. Again, check the, so check the other case as well. It has the one, so load the other one. search ini, and now it loaded automatically without any comment the ini number 1 with our listeners. Yeah. So now what happens if we have more than one ini that has this locomotive? So I don't have this now, so let's put the second one into a settings file that has this locomotive. I would have done now this by hand, but now use the interface. I say now you can't see this because the menu is not recorded. I say load custom and I'll load the number 2. Now this is number 2. It has not any listeners. I'll use the desktop recording. I put this in, let's see, whatever. Put this action into this save. So now the this one has, oh, we need to refresh this to get the name of the engine. The 2 ini has 1 listener. Save. Do startup is the last test. Let's turn that off. Now we have 2 ini files with this active locomotive. These 2, and what should MIDIKEY2KEY do? Just take the first one, take the last, the youngest one, whatever. Now it gives you the choice. That's what I found the best way, because you don't know where your locomotive is. Now let's take this knob, and now it finds 2 ini files and says files that uses this locomotive RSC Munich Augsburg MIDB Baureihe 101 engine it's these 2, and now you can open one. See what happens if we put this to just another ini file. Normally you won't edit the ini file unless you are 100% sure and you know what to do. But the only important thing is here now I put this identical loco name into the APC demo ini file. Save. Now search, and now it says these 3 have this loco. Now we are on 2. I'll load the 1. And you might saw that all the other files that don't have this logo are renamed to .inix. This is a little trick to have the open window showing only those who have the locomotive train simulator running actually, and the others are not shown because the filter is on ini. So it will rename them quickly as INIX, and if you choose or cancel, it will rename them back. This is just a little information when your program or your computer will crash on the search action. Now they are all INIX. And if your computer crashes right now, before you can make a choice, they will remain on INIX. That's just for your knowledge too. If this happens, you'll have to rename these manually back to .ini. But that's the trick, to let the open dialog only show the relevant ones. So that was the new features. I hope you enjoy these. I'm sorry, it's a little train simulator focused but I think you can use the other features, or at least the one, yeah. Oh, there's no. This one, the shift, holding the shift button. You'll find this useful. This is not only for Train Simulator. So, and you saw a bug when loading a, can try this again, that it does not have all the actions we had, because when we load now the APC demo in the normal way, it has a lot more. So this is a bug, and I promise you this will be fixed when I upload this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and then I hope you enjoy MIDIKEY2KEY. And if you have questions, bugs, or suggestions, go to 75r.de/MIDIKEY2KEY. It's in the comments down to click and send me a message. Yeah. Okay, bye.